morning, my honey.
Morning.
How are you doing?
Oh, we're in Dundee.
We're in Dundee, hey?
Dundee is a little town in KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa.
Yes, and I used to live here for about 9 years, and it's probably the best museum in KwaZulu-Natal. We're coming here for breakfast. We'll show you around the museum now. But the interesting thing is Dundee was the site of the first battle of the Boer War. The Boers put cannons up on that mountain and bombed the town. And also, it's very close to Islandwana and Rorke's Drift and that famous places, battle places. So we'll show you around, and it's going to be great. It brings back a lot of memories. There's lots of little stores. We'll just go wandering around. But what a great place to be. This is where, yeah, this is my famous friend. And his lovely wife and my beautiful wife. And we're having breakfast here. And I'm just going to wander around and show you a little bit of where we're having breakfast in Dundee. Here is the interior. You can see it's got the original old, everything's old. It's an actual museum, but old homes. And we just wandered through. There's some music playing in the background. Just look, it's so lovely here. I'll show you some of the attractions here. So this museum is called Talana Museum. It's just outside Dundee, and it probably is the best museum in KwaZulu-Natal. Probably one of the better ones I've ever seen in South Africa. And I'm on the split screen now, something new. And ahead of us is they've got a steam train. They've got all the old buildings. So let's have a look at the steam train. Touring the station. See, here's the old station. You want a ticket, my honey?
There's no one here to get a ticket.
Hey, no one here to get the ticket. There we are. Exploring. Look at the old ox wagon. That's an old ox wagon that would have come over the Drakensberg or been used to trade between the different places.
Let's see what the old train looks like.
Yeah, let's have a look.
It was built in 1931.
Jeez. Hey?
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Look at that. It's cool, hey? Here goes to walk forward. Let's see.
Look at this.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at the old bar at the end there. Check that out. Hey?
That's
How
old.
cool is that?
Sure.
So Cindy's becoming a train driver now. There's my mate Pete. Hello, Pete.
Wow.
Hey, how cool is this?
There's where they would sit.
Yeah? To get all the dials and the...
Very cool.
Very cool, hey?
Sure. Oxwagon.
An old ox wagon. How cool is that? So they would have used that to transport between the towns. That's why you find the towns are like 60 kilometers apart. Because that's a day, and ox wagon can travel that in about a day. But these would have come over the Drakensberg as well.
Yeah. Geez, they would have carried everything.
Amazing, hey?
Moved everything in that.
This was the first class seats.
First class seat. So here's an old fire engine. It must be from the 1950s or 1960s. And there it was the borough of Glencoe. Glencoe's a little town near Dundee. Absolutely incredible. So if any of you are into cars, it's an old Bedford. So Bedford, jeez, that's insane. That looks like an old steam tractor there. Cindy laughing with friends in the background.
Spiderwebs.
Spiderwebs. Dundee is a very big mining area as well. In this part of the museum, there's just a whole lot of mining stuff. This building was moved from Dundee, which is quite close here, a few years back. But actual Dundee mine. It's got the golf clubs and from there. Yeah, just amazing. So this is an old shop that was moved here as well. Look at this.
This is threads.
Hey?
It's a cotton. Yeah.
Look at the lights and the old weighing machines.
Sewing machines.
Opposite.
Hey, check at this.
Look at the old suitcases.
The old suitcases.
Sewing machines.
Yeah.
Love it. This was an iron used to.
This museum is so well looked after. How fat are you? At the back of the museum is a mountain, and on this mountain the Boer forces put their guns. They dragged the guns here, and they fired from here into the center of Dundee, and that was the first battle of the Boer War. And that's where you can go on walks, guided walks up there I think they still find bullet casings and that up there. And there was the first battle of the Boer War was fought here. So that's the actual museum building. And you go in there, there's sections on mining, sections on the Zulus, who are the major ethnic group from this area. There'll be things on the Boer War and on the Zulu Wars. And so well done. This museum is well worth it. At the entrance to the Talana Museum that we've been showing you the back, there's a whole halls in here, different halls, as I said. And there's let's go and have a look. So that's what it is, the Talana Museum here in Dundee. Yeah, and there's different there's curio sections, glass museum, the coal populace, that would be the mining section, the old South African flag, the new South African flag. There's the galleries of all the Zulu crafts. Here, let's have a quick look here at the Zulu crafts. Look at all the beadwork. Yeah, some of the Zulu traditional clothing. And they've even got the local Indian population. Mahatma Gandhi was in Dundee serving as a stretcher bearer during the Boer War. And they've even got a lot of the Indian traditional outfits as well. There's the old chemist. Look at that. Wow. Oh, that's the old typewriter printing shop. Oh, it must be in the newspaper. So it must be. Yeah, that's a newspaper.
And then there's I think a post office.
Yeah, probably a telegraph or post office.
It's a bank. This is a bank.
Oh, this is a bank. Look at that. They've recreated all the old shops from Dundee.
Look at the bank.
There, look. Look at that. Absolutely.
And this is a camera shop.
And hey, check at that. Driving to Isandlwana, and this is what you get along the road. You get the cars and the houses. Very cool. This is Africa, lots of cows wandering the roads. But you got to be careful. A lot of people drive at night, they hit cows, and that's just on dirt roads and rural roads. Always be careful. But just lovely. Yeah, we've arrived at Isandlwana. There's the sign for Rorke's Drift over there. But first we're going to go to Isandlwana, the Isandlwana battlefield, and there's the Isandlwana Museum. And right in front of us, that's the famous mountain, probably a hill. But we're going to go in and have a look. I parked at the battle site. There's Isandlwana. This is the British were camping at the bottom of the hill, and the Zulus surprised them. And that's the famous Battle of Isandlwana. This is where it took place. You can come here, tour groups with a tour guide, probably a lot more informative. I had a friend, Mike Nell, who first brought me here and explained the whole battle to me. But there's the famous, close to Dundee. So very cool. Yeah, Cindy, this is a second time to the famous hill of Isandlwana. What do you think, Mahani?
In our day, when I was at school, they actually brought us here on a school tour trip when we were in primary school.
Yeah.
And this is when the first time I came to Isandlwana.
Yeah. And
so that was like 40 years ago.
Yeah, now you're giving away our age.
A long time
ago. But it's nice to be back here, hey? Such a beautiful drive as well, very safe. The road's pretty good.
A little bit of dirt road.
But
long, not far.
Yeah.
There's some sheep walking down the road.
Yeah, the sheep. Can't believe it. I think it's one of England's biggest defeats as the Redcoat army.
Some lovely aloes. It's aloe season now as well, all in winter.
So it is really lovely.
Yeah, it's beautiful up here.
As you're driving, there's some beautiful old homes and rondavels in this area. Old farmers' places, probably missionary places. A lot of Zulu people live around here. It's just beautiful with the trees. Really is a lovely place to come to. There's a museum as well. We're not going to go to that museum. We've just done one museum already. It really is just a great day out. There's Isandlwana Hill. We just went up to the lodge, but sadly the lodge is closed for renovations. But it really is just lovely. Look at the open land here. You know, you look out there, that's to think all these famous battles and the Zulus and the British and the Boers. This was a land of battles. And now that's just some more of the houses in the area. Looks like it was a mission station or something like that. As we're driving this beautiful landscape, we're heading to Rorke's Drift. Just look at the gorgeous aloes. Look at that. It attracts the sunbirds and other kind of birds. And there's a sign for Rorke's Drift. Just gorgeous stuff. The ladies doing their washing in the river. Yeah, hard realities of South Africa sometimes, but rural life is also very rewarding, but hard. Got all their blankets. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. This river behind Isandlwana that the British soldiers ran across to try and escape on their way to Rorke's Drift, and the famous battle that took place there, and many were slaughtered in this river. And yeah, just a beautiful, beautiful spot though. Look around here. What a beautiful part of the world. So here we are at Rorke's Drift. Hey Mahani, have you been to Rorke's Drift before?
I actually don't know.
Yeah.
If I did, I must have been very young and don't remember.
Yeah. Pete, Nats, have you been in Rorke's Drift before?
Yeah.
Okay.
A long time ago.
Long time ago. We're going up to the museum, which is also the area where the British soldiers fought off the Zulus after the British had run from Isandlwana to here. And in fact, Rorke's Drift is a site, I think it's the most Victoria Crosses won in a single day in British history. If I stand to be corrected by some of you, but I think that is true. And it's a very famous place in British history. The Battle of Rorke's Drift took place from the 22nd to the 23rd of January 1879. So there's just some recreation of what the British soldiers were wearing at the time, and the Natal Carbineers, I think, was with them. Here's just another recreation of some of the battle where the British and the Zulus fought. Wow. As the marker, I think, for one of the graves where many of the Zulu warriors were buried after the battle. There's a plaque here commemorating it. It was an area. Let's look. This is where it happened. The famous Battle of Rorke's Drift. Now a museum. Sure, life and history are crazy. So, this would be one of the buildings that's just ruins now, where the British soldiers made their stand against the Zulus. Now it's just marked by the stone walls. And there's the church. The church wasn't here in those days, but it was built after the battle and that to commemorate it. Here is the graveyard memorial for the British soldiers that died here at Rorke's Drift. And yeah, a very moving place. But such an interesting place to come. The museum's done pretty well. Very rural, but very cool. It's quite impressive, that, eh?
It's really beautifully done.
Yeah, so here what we're looking at is the memorial to the fallen Zulu soldiers, and it's a cheetah, statue of a cheetah or a leopard, I think it's a leopard, lying on all the fallen shields. And then with this ironwood that they used to make the kraals around the area, they've used it as like a backdrop. It's just really, really powerful with that image. In the rural areas of South Africa, this is how a lot of people live. You can see the traditional rondavel right at the back, the round one, that's like the beer hut. And then the other rondavel, so in the beer hut, the men sit, drink beer, honor the ancestors. And then in the more normal rondavel that people know, the one in front, that's just used as a home or a storage facility or something like that. But the round ones are generally the more traditional ones where the ancestors are honored and beer's drunk and the men have fun. Here's one of the old churches in Dundee, in a little area called Ulzen. It's a Lutheran church, been here for many years. 1897, this church was first built. Ancient church. Beautiful farming community. And the interesting thing is, this little school over here, there's a few cars, you can't really see the school clearly. But in here is a little German school, and my kids used to come here for many, many years when I lived in Dundee. Beautiful place, trees all around, so peaceful. There's a graveyard down there and all the fields and farms all around. Just absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. In Dundee is this the original NK church, the Netherlands church, and it has amazing history. And I just wanted to show people, I don't know if any of our viewers know who Andrew Murray is. So this is the actual, he in fact laid the foundation stone here at the church. Here is where Andrew Murray, when he was the moderator of the Natal church, he had came and helped open the church and bless the church. And then it's also, he has a Dundee Heritage Building, and it's a Dutch reform, was designed by Gerard Moerdijk and completed in 1922. And there's a lot of the remains of the Boers who fell in the Battle of Talana. They were buried under the tower in 1929. Wow, powerful, hey? Under the tower, we at the base of the tower is all the names of the Boers who fell in the Battle of Talana, which was the first major battle of the Boer War. And there is one of the sculptures. Amazing, lots of history. Across the road from this NK Kerk we're at is the original Presbyterian church, also an old building as well. One of the heritage buildings, the bell still at the top there. All these lovely old buildings in Dundee. Now in the original Royal Hotel of Dundee, and just look at the history in this place. We're here with our friends Pete and Nat. The guns on the wall, the staircase. Pete's been really patient exploring his own town. There's all the history of the Boer War and the Islandwana, and
It's like going back in time.
it is a Mahoney.
Time war.
Check, there's the Welsh, because a lot of Welsh regiments were here, British regiments. Look. Yeah, let's just wander through. This was a beautiful hotel. It's probably a little bit run down now, but it was not too bad. This is just, look at this. A lot of piece of history. Hey, Pete?
Sure. Yeah, it's amazing.
Pete's really into history. And here's the old pub. Look at this. Since COVID, things just haven't been the same in a lot of these small towns and places that we've traveled. But look at this. This is incredible. Just to look at the memorabilia along the walls, and the hotel's in really bad disrepair. But and the spears and the memories. Very, very sad. But still, just very sad. Hotel, I believe it's no longer a hotel, sadly, but it's now a student residence. But hopefully one day it'll be restored to its glory. From Midlife Travel Tales, we're still in Dundee, and just outside Dundee is an old monastery. I'll give you more history about it as we go around, but we're just in the church at the moment, and it is absolutely beautiful. Look at the original wooden roof, very old. I get all the dates and everything as we come across them, but it's just, look how gorgeous this Catholic mission is. And with the wooden roof and the wooden beams, was restored in the year 2000 with help from Germany.
German company.
By German people, But look at the wooden.
I love the wooden ceiling.
Yeah, it's so different, hey? Look at
Not
that.
often you find something like this in South Africa.
No. Well, there probably is. You just don't know. The only reason we knew it because I lived here. At the back is a beautiful, beautiful rose window. Don't know if you can see it clearly there, but absolutely gorgeous. Wow. Maria Ratschitz was originally started in 1888 by Trappist monks. And from what I know of Trappist monks, they love contemplation and quiet places. But look at that. Absolutely beautiful. And literally right here is the original old church. So this must have been built around 1888. The newer one is a bit newer. I think it's probably used as I don't know what it's used as. There's a door open. It's probably used as a storage facility, but this is the original old church. There it says old church. As you wander around the gardens here, it's extremely peaceful, hey Mahoney?
Very peaceful.
Very peaceful. And there's all, as you wander around, there's all stations of the cross where you can contemplate. Jesus is helped by Simon of Cyrene to carry his cross, and you can contemplate and walk around the gardens. And we're just going to wander around. I think there's a shrine down there we're going to go and look at. And it's just gorgeous. And the original church, well, not the original church. The original church was built in 1888. But the new church was in fact built in, what did I say, 1905.
1909.
Yeah,
1905 to 1910.
So that's when the original church was built. Mahani, what do you think of this place? It's beautiful.
I didn't expect to find a place like this out here in the middle of nowhere kind of thing.
Yeah, it really is. You come along dirt roads, but the dirt roads are pretty good.
Very good, yeah.
And it's just beautiful. It's so quiet. You can see why the monks came out here. It reminded them of their Bavarian home. Two Trappist monks came from Durban area. What was that? The monastery down in Durban. And they set up this monastery. But
lovely,
absolutely gorgeous. And here what seems to be a little shrine. Maybe it's a baptismal pond there as well. But the shrine has the pieta. It's similar to Michelangelo's sculpture. I think it is the pieta of the sorrow of Mary and the death of Jesus. Very gorgeous. And here's looks like a baptismal pool. So maybe that's where they baptized the new converts. Such a beautiful place. If you're in the Dundee area, I recommend you come here. It is absolutely amazing. So Mahani, have you enjoyed Dundee?
Yeah, I mean, I lived 3 hours away from here, but I've seen so many things I've never seen before.
Yeah, and I lived here for 9 years and I still love exploring it. And there's so many cool things. The sad thing, after COVID, a lot of the places haven't recovered.
Yeah.
So that's been a little bit of a sad thing to see. But it has been... it's been lovely,
It's been, yeah.
We have a lovely time here.
What we've loved is just the wide open spaces here when you drive around. It's amazing.
Yeah, if you're overseas and you're into the battles, I'd really recommend coming to Dundee. There are lots of B&Bs and that around. They're really good ones.
Really nice ones.
And the town is clean.
There's just so much history around here.
So much history around here. And you've got to come to Maria Ratschitz Monastery. It really is beautiful.
Yeah.
So after we left Dundee, they had the heaviest snowfall they've had since 1974. My friend Pete took these videos for me. I just want to show you guys how beautiful it is. The same place, but covered in snow. Amazing. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks.